Hello guys! So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A regarding education. So before I start, I'm just going to let you know that I have went through the questions and I have thought about them myself, and the answers I'm going to give you are all from my own opinion. My intention of this video is to answer general questions, not personal questions, so let's begin! The first question is, what's the difference between international school and government school? So basically, different international schools have different ways of teaching and everything. In Malaysia, from my experience, since I've been to 5 different schools, I've learned a lot from both streams, national and international. And in the school that I'm currently in, I think that the teachers there are more experienced and more qualified than the teachers in government school. And this doesn't mean that government schools are not good. Since this has to be from my own opinion, I'm just letting it out. International school hires teachers with mix of nationalities and ages, and we learn about their culture and their language and even their accents, and this broadens the student's mind in a certain way because we learn a little from these little things. And I think government schools in Malaysia, they only focus on the Malaysian history, the Malaysian culture, and it's all about Malaysia. The students don't get a chance to learn about other countries as well. Us as students, we have high expectations on teachers. So for my school, the teachers there, they have extensive professional training and they have a wider experience before they can come to teach. One of the biggest advantages of being in an international school is that when students from different countries, different nationalities come together, they teach us more about their culture and we can teach them about ours. Like I said before, it is a huge, huge advantage. However, teachers in a government school, they do not need to be as qualified as the teachers in an international school, and I know this as a fact that the teachers there don't think outside of the box for children, and they do chin-chai work from the experience I have. They give us work, we do it, submit it, they mark, and they teach another topic. That's it. They make their job simple. I don't know, maybe your school is different, but I personally think that international teachers are able to open our minds to be effective and fruitful, and the students need this kind of soil to help us think differently in a more advanced way. Now we're talking about the environment. Government school. Look at your toilets, the cafeteria, look at the whole school. It is very important to keep the school clean, and this is a Muslim country. Represent your religion well. Whenever I walk into the toilets, they are never clean. The floors are always wet, tissues are all over the places, and the cafeteria, trays and fork and spoons are always oily. And the food, what can be worse? This school that I'm in now, I never thought that a school toilet could be this clean, the cafeteria could be that tidy, and the food, not all, but some are actually really good, and that is good enough. So basically, that's the difference between an international school and a government school. And moving on to the next question now. Do you agree if the government school teaches IGCSE just like international school? This links to the answer I just answered before. The ways of teaching are very different, and I don't think it is a good idea at all unless the teachers are as qualified. What is your opinion on the current education system? Let's talk about government school first. The teachers there, they often depend on the grade to measure the intelligence of a student when that shouldn't be a way. If a student gets an A on a test, does not mean that they will ace their test in future and will be successful, because it's not depending on the grade but the knowledge. It's very important for people to understand that. In international schools, they will actually put in effort to discuss a better way for a student if they do not perform really well in a test. What is school for? It's basically to gain more knowledge, blah blah blah, and to get a job, we all know that. But Malaysian education system does not fulfill any of those needs. It's more like, take the test and I'll grade you based on how you took the test, as in answer the questions and all that, rather than understanding the topic, which is more important. Do you agree? The current education system is failing, and they should not fix it but just replace it with something, something that actually works for Malaysian students, because this can either ruin lives or improve lives. How to stay motivated. From learning, you can be a genius, but that does not happen immediately. It takes time, improvements, and growing up. Sleep well, and by this I mean sleep better, not sleep more. Eat well, and by this I mean eat healthy, not eat more, because this can really help with your productivity. It's really hard to stay on the same work for a really long time because it can get boring and you will lose your focus. So you won't get any good from doing the work anyway. So you can either make a timetable so that you can study on time, or study during a different time so that you can actually concentrate on the work that you're doing. You have to know the important way of learning that works best for you, as this can help you motivate yourself, and try something new. By doing it, it should help you get motivated. All you gotta think about is to achieve your goals, because when you have reached your goals, the tough times that you went through in school will pay off. What are your thoughts about inadequate accessibility to education for children from undeveloped countries? Many children from unfortunate backgrounds, they are forced to put education aside because they have to work to support the family, and also due to health issues. The government is a major problem, as it cannot provide education for the children because they can't afford, as they need to supply the essentials such as food, electricity, clothes, and others. There are a lot of difficulties to educate students if the countries are undeveloped, and I think it is completely unfair that there are children in the world that couldn't get the opportunity to educate themselves. I think going to school can provide us a little assistance for our future, and it's needed for economic stability and the quality of life. Does education define intelligence? This is what people often get mixed up with. Here's a saying that I like to use for this question. Grades don't measure intelligence, and age doesn't define maturity. People have different definitions and interpretations of what intelligence is. Does education define intelligence? Which basically means if you score an A on your test, you're considered intelligent, which is not correct. Grades are based on your performance in school, and most students these days, including myself, our only target is to pass the test, which means memorize everything that teachers teach us in school and forget everything right after the test, because I do that, and I know some of you might have the same issue as well. School-based grades matter mostly because people tend to look down and underestimate the people who get bad grades, and that's just how the system works, which is completely wrong. Intelligence is your overall performance, how you deal and accept things in life, your knowledge and your decisions. A good grade can show that you are doing well in school, but what about life? Education does and doesn't define intelligence. It depends on you, but for me, I think it doesn't define intelligence at all, because just because someone is failing in school doesn't mean they're not going anywhere in life. Daddy, for an example, he didn't go to college, but he managed to work for himself, and now, alhamdulillah, he's doing very, very well in his life. He is able to provide us with everything that we want and need, and that is good enough. So basically, education is just getting you ready for the real world. Intelligence can be measured in so many different ways, not just education, so always be ambitious in life. What is your opinion on homeschooling? Well, to me, I don't think it is beneficial for the children, because they won't have any competition and they won't challenge themselves. They don't get to socialize and interact with other people as much as they have to, and I think this can lose their confidence in future. They won't get to see and experience the outside world as much, and that is a huge loss. Do you think that a good teacher makes a good student? Absolutely. A good teacher needs to be a very good motivator, and they need to be passionate with what they're doing. They need to teach them how to learn and convey that passion to, most importantly, the students. It's about being responding to students and entertain the students so that they can learn in a more relaxed way. A good teacher is also about supporting and caring for your students and developing minds and devoting time to your students. The student's perspective of the teacher will be good because the students will understand how passionate the teachers are when they teach the students. Do you get what I mean? So that's what I think. Beauty or brain matter most. Beauty is temporary, it will fade away. But knowledge, it will stay with you for as long as possible. But it is a bonus to have both. But it's not important to have both as well. Brain is much better than beauty because most brainy people are attractive in different ways. In their confidence and in so many ways. You can accomplish more through your life with intelligence than you can with beauty. What's the best advice you've ever received to be where you are now? Learn from your mistakes would be the best advice I've ever gotten, because by making mistakes you can learn something out of it. I'm not saying that it's good to make mistakes, but it's not a crisis that you made a mistake. You can learn so many things from it. It's normal and it's acceptable. It tells us more about others, it shows us the value of forgiveness, and it shows us if someone has changed, and the list goes on. Mistakes are just experiments like trial and error. if it doesn't work, you can think of something else that will work, and you can work on it until you're on the right track. Learn to handle mistakes well instead of running away from it, because it can help you to enjoy the aspects of life more. So that's the end of it. Please do not take any of these personally, because since I have to answer these questions in my own personal opinion, I'm just telling you guys what I think. Thank you so much for watching.